Hey, what's up guys, Luke Profits. This video is going to be about 3 kinds of products that you should avoid dropshipping. Now first, to state the obvious, just in case any of you new people don't know, you don't want to dropship any products that the company doesn't want to be resold. These are called IP products on Amazon and 𝒮𝑜𝓃 products on eBay. I've done videos about both, so go ahead and click in the description. I've got, videos about that if you want to hear more information. The really short answer though for how to avoid those kinds of products is just to use RepriceHub for dropshipping on Amazon and 𝒮𝑜𝓃 for dropshipping on eBay. 𝒮𝑜𝓃 has great 𝒮𝑜𝓃 brand filtering, and RepriceHub has great IP product filtering. Now that we've gotten the obvious stuff out of the way, let's get to the video. But first, if you haven't joined the Facebook group linked below, be sure you go ahead and do that because it's full of hundreds of other dropshippers. Super helpful. You can ask questions there and I'll personally respond to them. It's also a great place to brag about your sales and help out other people who are just getting started. So go ahead and join that, link in the description. All right, the first type of product to avoid listing are products that are an accessory for something where the buyer might confuse it and think that they're ordering the actual product when they're just ordering an accessory for that product. I've experienced this a lot with things that are like expensive cases for things or anything like that, because sometimes, the photo might show whatever the item is in a fancy case, and the listing is for the case because we're trying to say, look, this is the case, you can put the thing in it, it's gonna look great. But then the casual buyer scrolls past, sees it, and they think that they're actually getting a deal on the item and just misses that it's for the case. Cases for electric razors, cases for car battery things, just stuff like that. It's not even really that the item itself is the problem, it's just that the casual buyer scrolling past will often think, oh hey, I'm ordering this thing rather than an accessory for this thing. Unfortunately, it's just a fact that the average buyer is pretty lazy. They just scroll, see something, oh, that looks good, and then buy it without really reading into it too much. So that's the first type of item to avoid, and you don't have to so much totally avoid it. It's more that you just have to make sure that the listing does not in any way seem like they're getting the product. It's very clear that they're getting an accessory for the product from just a quick half-a-second glance at it. The second type of product to avoid dropshipping is any kind of product where you're not entirely sure of the size. I listed a fancy looking plastic chair. It looked like it would belong at a wedding or something like that. A very fancy looking plastic kind of outdoorsy chair. Turns out it was a very overpriced doll chair. I wasn't misleading about the product at all. Great photos, it looked exactly the same. The only issue was rather than being a chair, it was a chair. Got a whole bunch of sales pretty quickly on the item, like maybe 5, 6, 7, something like that, and then at least 6 of them returned it. And once again, this problem was totally caused by buyers scrolling through really quickly, ordering something without reading all the details. They're just, yep, that looks good, bought it, and it ended up being exactly what they bought, but this big and not that big, and I didn't specify the size because I didn't realize either. Before we move on to the third kind of item to finish listing, I should mention what I did to sort of resolve that problem, because I didn't want to stop selling that item, but I didn't want any buyers to get confused anymore. So what I did is I had one of the returns shipped to my house, and then I held the chair in my hand and took a photo of it, because then any casual buyers scrolling past are going to see a massive hand holding a chair and be like, oh wait, maybe that's not a lawn chair that I can go sit in. Maybe that's a doll-sized chair. That was the solution that I came up with, at least. And I got a couple more sales on it, but not really any returns after that. All right, the third kind of item to avoid listing are items where the photos make it look like the buyer is going to get a whole lot more than they actually do. For example, a kid's ball pit, but it's just for the frame and you don't get any of the balls that are in the ball pit. Or I don't know, a single candy bar that's for sale, but then in the photo you're showing like a pack of 6 or something. Using misleading photos is a bad idea because while it can get you more sales, it usually results in a lot more upset buyers, which end up causing you problems. Well guys, that's it for the video. If you're new to dropshipping on Amazon and you're trying to figure out how to get started, I've got a full free set of training videos down there, link in the description. Goes over everything you need to know to get started dropshipping on Amazon. And Amazon's great because compared to other platforms, it's actually super easy to get sales with very few listings because there's so many more buyers on Amazon and so many few sellers that you're competing with compared to other platforms like eBay. If you've got any questions about anything dropshipping related, feel free to hit me up on Facebook. I'll put a link down there, as well as a link to a group that I started that has hundreds of other dropshippers in it that you can join. I post new content on this channel every few days, so go ahead and subscribe and hit the notifications, and I'll be back with another video in a couple days.